Welcome to this podcast segment of A Beautiful Day to Learn. My name is Abigail at samahan niyo ako with various discussions on education, journalism, communication, language, and literature. Today, we will discuss the duties and responsibilities of the editorial board. And you have seen this during the discussion of the components of the masthead. So let's begin. Before our discussion, this is first the breakdown of our subtopics today. How to organize your publication staff or editorial board, the frequently asked questions, qualifications of the SPA, vitality of the CBL, duties and responsibilities of the editorial board, and publication policies. When it comes to organizing the publication staff or editorial board, take note of the following. There are no specific rules or formula on how to organize the publication staff and pick the editors. Each school should therefore work out a mechanism best suited to its particular setup. However, as a former SPA, I would like to give some suggestions on how you can do this so-called selection. This is a sample recruitment or hiring process that I created, which you may adapt in your own student publication paper. Let's walk through these one by one. First, identify the needs of the paper. Kung mayroong existing, take a look at what is missing. The loopholes. Are there needs for different pages? Kailangan ba ng mas maraming tao for a particular page? Aling campus page naman ang mababalian if there are gaps or absences? Thus, ito yung mga needs na dapat ma-fill upan natin. And once identified na yung needs, you strategize by defining the roles. Remember, pwedeng internal member din ang magpuno. Pwede rin naman ang external. When we say internal, this means that a certain publication member will have to go up or fill that space. Double tasks na siya or double job. Kung dati cartoonist siya, since may alam naman siyang konti sa layouting, baka pwedeng ma-fill na niya yung gap for the layout artist. So 2-in-1 na. Cartoonist na, layout artist pa. O kaya naman pwede rin namang external, which means a newbie will enter the editorial board. Pero ang tanong natin, will you accept a newbie in the ed board? Then, you will now attract potential members. Ads, postings may be placed around the campus and even in online platforms. Verbal announcements may be done during the flag ceremonies or even room-to-room caravans. Nag-iikot, nag-a-announce sa bawat classroom. Afterwards, screening na as the SPA and in consultation with the highest member of the existing editorial board, paano nga ba kayo mag-screen? Is this going to be a competitive test on editing, copy reading, news writing, and such? O kaya naman kasama na bang oral test? Or is it more of an interview? Basta whatever is the strategy that you will do, make sure consultative ka with your editorial board. And once you receive the test results, you may now do the selection. But take note, when you do your selection, make sure that it corresponds back to the needs of the paper. So, babalik tayo dun sa number 1. Yun bang sinelect mo? Nag-jive siya doon sa needs na na-identify mo for the paper? Along with this selection is your announcement or meeting with the newly recruited members of the editorial board. Or pwede rin namang newly hired na mga journalists. The last thing to do is training and coaching. Tandaan natin that coaching leadership style is one of the best approaches for you to have a smooth flow of communication. And this applies even in your student publication. Continuous ang trainings, and when the needs arise again, babalik tayo sa number 1, which makes this process cyclical. Uulit tayo sa number 1 or maaaring along the way, nandun ka pa lang sa screening, may nakita ka na namang additional needs. Then some of the frequently asked questions are these. How are the editors and staff members chosen? How long should they serve? How big should the staff be? Should they be paid? To whom are they responsible? These set of questions may be answered by the Ed Board, pero dapat this is fully guided by the Student Publication Advisor. But what are the qualifications of the SPA? One with a degree in journalism, either bachelor, master's, or specialization. It might be one with a degree in English, in your case, secondary education, major in English, either bachelor, master, or specialization. One with experience in newspaper work from the industry to. One with more than ordinary experience in journalism or school paper work. Maaring ito na yung mga editors talaga sa mainstream media. And also one who might be teaching social studies, especially when it comes to answering social issues, national or economic concerns. When it comes to the editorial board, these are some of the qualifications which might be considered. The candidate should at least have 1 year residence in the school. The candidate should not be in the probation list, especially for disciplinary, because there is a likely chance for him to drop or to be suspended. Pero, itong last, number 4, lagi po yang applicable in any other school. The chief, associate, and managing editors should not hold other major positions in school organizations, especially in the student council or student government. The press is supposed to be objective and non-partisan. Since journalists are considered watchdogs of the government, student journalists are also watchdogs of the student government and the school administration. When it comes to selecting the Ed Board, the SPA may also further do the following. The most democratic way to select the staff is through a competitive examination, followed by an interview. But in which phases of journalism would the test be? Is it on news writing, editorial writing, layouting, or actual press work? If the test is in editorial writing, wouldn't that be just one phase of the work as an ed board? So you really have to evaluate. The choice of editors should be based on who obtains the highest average in the examinations, or maaari naman na siya yung mayroong pinakamaraming positive personal qualities or traits. The advisor should file and publish in the bulletin board the results of the examinations and also the comments of the judges, or maybe just some remarks will do. How large should the staff be? As mentioned, depende yan sa needs natin, and more importantly, depende sa output na kayang i-produce. It is equally important that we prioritize quality over quantity. That's why these things must be convened upon along with the members of the student pub, and they must create a CBL. Now, what is a CBL? A CBL is an acronym for Constitution and Bylaws. May difference pa rin naman itong dalawang ito. Constitutions state the purpose, vision, mission, goals, and objectives, describe the structure, organizational structure yan, talagang nakaplat yan, and establish the identity of an organization. Merong official logo, official name, official colors, kung colors nga, yung specific hex code ng color. It should be clear enough to provide a complete picture of an organization. Minsan nga, pati yung communication flow mapapakita natin. Meanwhile, bylaws serve as the supporting documents. Examples nito, yung ating Campus Journalism Act, the Journalist's Creed, application forms, article tracking forms, practices and policies that support the operations of an organization. publication. Pwede rin magsama ng submission protocols and form kapag merong fill upan ang isang estudyante na, uy, may nakita akong mali dun sa page niyo. O, eto muna yung form ha, sagutan mo para ma-double check din namin. Tuwing kailan kayo magpapublish ng dyaryo, kung kailan naman kayo magbibigay ng special issue o kaya naman magazine. Also included in the bylaws are the different duties and responsibilities of each member of the student pub, which will also lead us to the duties and responsibilities of the editorial board. Now, bago natin ito biyak-biyakin, let us go back to the composition of our masthead. Binanggit natin in our previous discussion that we have the editor-in-chief, associate editor, managing editor, news editor, sports ed, feature ed, lit ed, photojournalist, editorial cartoonist, layout artist, and also the circulation manager. Focus muna tayo doon sa Big 3, and these Big 3 would be the EIC, ASOC Ed, and Managing Editor. These are their duties. The EIC supervises the editorial staff of the paper, writes the editorials of the organ after consultation with the members of the editorial staff, edits all articles, preparatory to submission of the same to the advisor for final editing and approval for publication. Kapag wala si advisor, si EIC ang takbuhan ng tao. The associate editor cooperates in the preparation of the layout of the paper and paging of the same, edits the articles in cooperation with the EIC, writes editorials of the organ when requested, prepares the assignments of other section editors. But all of these would be in consultation with the EIC. Then the managing editor brings articles to the printing press, checks articles for typographical errors, prepares the budget of the paper, and proofreads galley proofs before being given to the associate editor and EIC. We are now done with the Big 3. Let's now proceed with the section editors. These editors have basically almost the same tasks or duties. What do you think are these duties? Kaya bang hulaan? Especially if you have already encountered being an editor, I think kayang-kaya ninyong sabihin kung ano yung magiging duties nila. So all of these editors assign news stories, sports events, feature interests, and literary genre and style to the senior or junior writers. After nila makapag-assign, they will monitor if nagagawa ba ng mga writers yung tasks na na-assign sa kanila or if there are changes with the events or schedules. Siyempre, yung welfare ng writers, kailangan din ang in-charge dyan, yung ating mga section editors. Which also makes sense that it is actually in their level that they would have the gut feeling if the writers are being true to their outputs. In other words, walang plagiarized output na makakaligtas dapat sa kanila since it's part of their job to monitor. Then, they will receive the article and edit according to conventions and styles. However, they too might have duties to write as commanded by the EIC. Hindi naman porket, uy, wait lang editor ako, hindi mo ko pwedeng assign na ng any topic or coverage. Kasi nga, editor na ako. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Basically, nag-attend tayo ng mga screening ng student pa because we want to be a journalist in the first place. Now, these are the jack of all trade positions. Ba't nga ba ganon ang term natin, jack of all trades? A photojournalist may be assigned to do news, feature, sports, human interest, or create visual arts, or even photo essays. So kahit saan sila ma-deploy, whether that's positive or negative news man yan, or feature, good news man yan, or bad news, a photojournalist would be very flexible. The layout artist, on the other hand, must know how to plot each article according to importance and which stories must be emphasized and given highlight using the different elements of design and style. And this is across all pages. The editorial cartoonist must also be knowledgeable in all issues whether it is in the campus, society, economy, or government. Then this knowledge will be converted into artistic outputs, ensuring that the message being conveyed is being given to the readers. Lastly, the circulation manager knows the audience of the media and would be able to classify the trends, evaluate article timeliness, analyze foot traffic, when it comes to newspaper distribution, and also to identify the most common readers or common hashtags on a daily basis. Currently, the circulation manager is being replaced by social media editor or online producer. Last in our topic today are a few of the publication policies. A well-edited paper needs definite policies which may pertain to what it may print or to what the staff may conduct. Such policies may be posted on the bulletin board or in the staff room or printed and distributed to the staff. Some of these policies are to support all the school projects and to give only constructive criticisms of these projects. Another policy is to maintain a high standard of sportsmanship by avoiding personal enmity and jealousy both within the school and inter-school relation. Refrain from publishing articles that convey wrong impressions, wrong meaning against the school. Avoid unkind personal jokes, criticisms, and caricatures. Most importantly, one of the policies would be to become advocates of change in the society by promoting press freedom and freedom of speech for every individual, every student, every employee in the school. Remember, as what our national hero has mentioned, ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng ating bayan. Therefore, such advocacies may start with responsible and accountable campus journalism. Again, this is a recap of our segment today. We discussed how to organize your publication staff, the frequently asked questions, qualifications of the SPA, vitality of the CBL, duties and responsibilities of the editorial board, and some publication policies. That's it. Thank you very much and hoping that you learned something from today. Don't forget to click, like, and subscribe para updated ka po sa mga educational videos na ina-upload natin. Once again, this is Abigail of A Beautiful Day to Learn. God bless everyone. Bye!